Throughout the winter we had great snowpack. We had lots of storms, and skiing was wonderful. And drive up the canyon, there was piles of snow all over the place. Makes for a great water year. Then we've had kind of a drier spring, so March wasn't as wet as normal, and April wasn't as wet as normal, and May wasn't as wet as normal. So we're a little light on water in our reservoirs for this year because we just didn't quite get the rainfall that we normally get. So in that case, what do? We want to keep our yards and our lawns looking good throughout the summertime. We also want to use a little bit less water, and so there's some things that we can do to try and alleviate having to use quite so much water, but still keep our lawns looking really good. One of the things you can do is make sure your sprinklers are working properly. So get out there and check those sprinklers, make sure they're working properly, no clogs, clean those filters, and then adjust your sprinklers so you're getting the correct amount of water applied to your lawn with each watering. We recommend that you water 1 inch to 1.5 inches of water per week in 2 or 3 applications. We've got our sprinklers set up to go on Mondays and Thursdays. And if it's really, really hot, we'll throw an extra day in there, maybe in the middle of July. But for the most part, we're doing twice a week for about 40 to 50 minutes on our sprinklers, and that's applying about 3/4 inch of water with each application twice a week. That adds up to 1.5 inches of water. That's like perfect. But when it gets really hot, you maybe don't want to water as much. Your water bill is kind of expensive. What can you do to keep your lawn and your yard looking really good without having to water nearly as much? There's some really great products that are out there. This is called Hydratane, and the Hydratane is a natural product. So this is an all-natural product, but what it does is it gets into the root zone and into the soil of your turf, and you can use it around ornamental plants, flowers, shrubs, trees, vegetables as well too. What it does is it gets down into the soil, and then it makes the soil so that it's more attractive to the water. So when the water hits it, it pulls the water down into the soil, but then it also can absorb and retain that moisture a lot longer than the soil would be able to do on its own. So once you apply this as a granule, so this is a granulated material, it comes in bigger bags. The liquid you can just hook onto the end of the hose and spray that out, and apply that to your turf or to your flower beds or to your vegetable garden. It will last for 90 days. So 90 days is about our really hot period of the season. So you put it on the 1st of June, it will last until Labor Day. And so that gets you right through the hot, driest part of the summer. And as you water, the water will be absorbed down into the soil a lot better, and it will hold it there a lot longer. It says on the bag that it will cut your water down by about 50%. I have not been able to reach that 50% threshold, but I'm close to about 30 to 35%. So you can use much less water than what you normally would to keep your lawn looking good. So if you're watering 3 times a week, you could cut that back to 2 times a week after you've used the Hydratane on your lawn. So you'd be able to use 1/3 less water than what you were using previously and still keep your lawn looking great. Again, like I said, all natural product, lasts for 90 days. Helps the soil absorb and retain the moisture longer than it normally would, and you'll be able to cut your water back by 30 to 50%, and we've been able to do it at our house as well too. So really great product. The humic from Fertilome, from Natural Guard, is another product that's all natural. Helps keep your lawn looking great. It's full of minerals and micronutrients, microbes and microorganisms. This works a little bit differently. This won't help the soil retain the moisture longer, but it really does condition your soil so that the soil works better than it would all by itself. And so the microbes and the microorganisms will allow the soil to absorb that moisture and retain it a lot longer. The humate itself does not make that happen. This conditions the soil so the soil will work a little bit better than it normally does, unlike the Hydratane that actually provides that ability to the soil to absorb that moisture longer. So this is a natural way to help with stress, to help with spots that are really struggling, and it will green your lawn up, make it look great, but it also really helps cut your water down throughout the summertime by keeping your lawn looking good and looking really healthy. So we've been using the humic for years and years and years to really prepare our lawn for the summertime, but also to help condition that soil so it'll accept and absorb moisture and nutrient a lot better, and freeze that water and nutrient up, makes it available to the plants in a natural fashion. So there's some really great options out there that we have here at Anderson Seed and Garden to help you cut down on the amount of water that you're having to use to keep your lawn looking good throughout the summertime. Now, this isn't just for lawns. You can use them in vegetable gardens, in flower beds, for shrubs and trees as well too. And these are just some really good options that will help save you money and save you water throughout the hot, dry summer.